was just trying to ask if there's any girl you like right now.
No. I started watching Initial D like 6 months ago. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I always kind of grew up with racing games being a pretty prominent thing. Racing was always a big thing with my older brother, so it was always kind of in my in my vicinity. I don't know what it is. Maybe something just about the cool cars, the rush of going fast, who knows really. So it wasn't until the other night that I discovered Vrchat has racing worlds. And more importantly, they have Initial D racing worlds. When I discovered that Mount Akina has a racing map, I knew I was going to be in for something, and here's me and my friends discovering Mount Akina as a racing map for the first time. Alright, I'm gonna fucking eat shit. Well, it's been Novachum, but I got a delta down Mount Akina right now. I got some tofu to deliver.
We're gonna eat shit immediately. I'm gonna hold some water, and if I spill a drop, then I've failed.
Oh shit! No. Oh! I got cocky. Why am I going so fast? And as you can tell, it's slow, it's boring, but it's the first attempt. It's the first attempt driving down Mount Akina at all, and the first time controlling any of those cars. So, we'd move on from this in that night, but I would definitely be returning. I returned the next night to go do more attempts down Mount Akina. My first run took a total of 8 minutes, with several crashes and incomplete turns, but I was definitely learning. Run 2 shows me making wider turns at speed, not necessarily drifting, but faster than before. Run 3 is going to introduce a little bit of drifting, and we're going to continue these slow improvements until Run 5. Run 5 has the first full speed drift. So, after making 12 attempts on my first day, I ended that day knowing that I'd come back with an even better run and even better times to go with. Day two, the next following night, starts rough. It starts rough as I'm getting back into the swing of things. However, you do definitely notice as the speed and confidence at these corners is rising dramatically, as I would hope it to, as I'm very quickly grabbing on to the concepts and ideas that are needed to move these cars at high speeds around corners, just like the speed stars. My biggest focus of this second day was learning how to use the left hand. The right hand's used for a lot of things. The right hand's used for gear changing with the thumbstick. It's also used for turning the wheel itself, or at least that I am. It's also your throttle. It's being used for a lot, but the left hand has even more options. Using a radial dial menu on the side, you'll find that the left hand can control things from the headlights, a horn, a reset button, the regular brake, and the handbrake. The handbrake is going to become one of the most integral parts of this run, as I'm believing that the handbrake is what's going to lead me to make these much sharper turns at much higher speeds. So it's going to eventually lead to bringing down my time, hopefully to under the 4-minute mark. And the largest issue on day 2 was coming into dealing with my own mentality of it. There are many corners arising now that are becoming problems. Several corners that I seemingly can't take, at least not making them as consistent as I'd like to. I'm gonna start with corner 4. Corner 4 is somewhat of a two-parter, being that right before what I consider to be corner 4 is a small left into a very quick right. This little bump catches me off guard more than a few times. Even if I swiftly make it through this little bend here, I'm immediately caught off guard by corner 4 proper, which is a much tight 180. It's only until later runs that we'll come to find that the handbrake becomes integral in bringing around corner 4 after hitting the little divot beforehand at much higher speeds. Corner 8 can go fuck itself, though. The largest problem with corner 8 is seemingly it's just unusual bend. I can definitely go into corner 8 with speed and confidence, but it chokes up at the very end in an unusual way that normally leads to either taking the turn way too slow that it's not a drift, or taking it so fast that I end up speeding around the exit, slamming into the guardrail on the other side. I don't really seem to have an immediate formulaic solution for this corner. It just seems to be that I need to slow down. There are a few instances of hitting this corner at the right speed. Much, much later into the run, we'll deal with corner 21. The biggest problem about corner 21 is its dead zones, and what I mean by that is that there's a line that I can take into corner 21 that'll allow me to go through it, drifting at high speeds. However, there are dead zones on either side that if I take it too wide, I hit the guardrail and stop. If I take it too short, I hit the gutters and end up flipping the car out of control, causing corner 21 to become a pretty nasty little spot, and one of the few that actually has dead zones that are significant sizes on either side of the turn. It's hard to really practice a corner that is so late into the run that usually I end up just having to get through entire runs until I can get to corner 21 to make any attempt at it whatsoever. Day 2 is going to finish strong. As I set a personal record. Not only on day 2 do I set my first sub 5-minute time, I also set a personal record of 4 minutes and 10 seconds on run 23. I am finishing day 2 knowing that my goal is within reach and it shouldn't be much longer until I am achieving the goal that I'd hope of a 4-minute, no-hit, constant run. Repeatable, constant run. I go on to take a break. 2 days go by as I attend to other business, and I don't log any more Mount Akina times. Day 3 starts horribly. I'm beginning to make runs as normal. I'm experiencing tremendous amounts of lag somehow, somewhere halfway through the run. And I can't seem to find a way to record and keep the lag consistent, even without recording. I consistently run into lag spikes on this same map all the time. I take a few runs, I troubleshoot, I can't get it to work. I end up cutting day 3 rather short. Following day 3, I'm beginning to actually worry that if I'm going to be able to complete this project in a timely fashion. And day 4 is no better. Day 4 comes with no better results. I'm continuing to have performance issues on this map for whatever reason. I've tested other worlds, I've recorded elsewhere, I've gone without recording it. It's just this one Mount Akina map that I can't seem to get to run anymore the way I used to on the first 2 days. So it seems I'm gonna have to put a hiatus on this project, because 34 runs in, 4 days, I'm unable to make the leaderboard anymore because I can't make any progress in improvement when lag is cutting into any sort of sense of improvement. I can't make turns at high speed when any little movement could, be the difference of crashing and not, when I can't react because of the lag, and thus I end up just spinning out constantly. And it's too frustrating to really continue to deal with, and it doesn't look good. So I'm just gonna have to forego making any further runs until something gets fixed or something changes. I'd really hope to do a little more, but for right now, I think I'm just gonna have to either practice on other worlds or just wait and see until the map gets updated. And then hopefully I can come back and I can get at those times, because the times on the leaderboard are not far away from my current timing system. I believe that if I were to be given a few more nights, maybe even a week or two, at making this pass, I think I could quite easily get onto the leaderboard that they have. I would like to shout out the Vrchat car racing community. I plan to enter some more spaces that they're within. I'm going to be joining their discords. I'm hoping to try out some of the other maps, maybe make some times, meet some more of the people, maybe get to talk to some of the creators of some of these maps and what they think about them. I'm hoping to get in contact with some of the better racers out there. And I hope the Akina map gets fixed, because someday I want to be the fastest on Mount Akina.